What is happening, everybody? Hey, it's Jason, and welcome to Fight Stick Friday. Today, I'm excited. We're going to actually take a stick that I've built already, I'm going to tear it apart, and I'm going to put some of the new Sam Duxa mechanical buttons in it. And then I think I'm going to put a new carbon fiber overlay on it, replace the plexi. And I think it should come out pretty sick, because not only are we going to do that, but it features the Brick Universal Fight Board, it features the Retro Board, and it's just going to be a killer stick when it's done, to add to my growing collection, which you can't see off camera over here, and all over the floor behind me, because if you follow me on social media, you know that last weekend Freedom Gundam, was in town, and he and I went all around the greater Yokohama-Yokosuka region, and pretty much just wiped the scene clean of any good classic fight sticks. So I posted a few pictures up. I got them all down here on the floor. Maybe if we're lucky, I'll show you guys a couple of them. But for now, we're going to focus on the Panzer Fight Stick build that I'm glad I finally had some time to get to. Because I'm going to finish this, and then I've got a couple custom cases for customers to design, which are going to be unique and different from the standard Panzer line, so I'm excited to do that. And it sounds like Misha, my Shiba, is getting into things she's not supposed to. Or Dozer is getting into things he's not supposed to. As long as he stays out there, though, it should be good. So, let's get into it, yeah? Let's go ahead and switch the cameras up. Boom! There we go. Nice, clean workspace here. And I apologize, I'm going to kind of jump off and on camera here for a minute as I kind of get my... There's Misha. As I get my screens up, so if anyone chats, I can see it, because right now I am streaming to Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube all at the same time, so if anyone has any questions, I want to make sure I can see them and answer them as we go. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Thanks, David. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like your Panzer. 3 weeks, it's not a lot of time. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. Vision Days, welcome to Twitch and the broadcast over there. Oh my gosh, where else are we at? And got a couple people on YouTube watching. No comments yet, that's all good. So let's go ahead and get this all set. I wish, well, I don't know that I wish you guys could see my screen right now, but it's crazy. This gigabit internet that I have is amazing. It's amazing. I love it so very, very much. All right. Any limited colors planned for the Panzer? Actually, so I do have some good news on that. We did such a we had such a successful run of the custom aluminum Panzer run that I think we're going to do a similar thing with the Panzer III and the Hitbox, where you can pick colors for the top and bottom half and separate it out, and maybe just make all of the colors available. And we'll do like a 10-day open window, so we get all the orders in, and then we'll just go to town, make however many orders come in, and then get them packed up and shipped out. So I think, yeah, we'll be doing that. So limited colors, maybe not so limited, because I'm going to leave it open for about 2 weeks. No, excuse me, about 10 days. And then I hope to make that a regular thing. Black and white cases are great. They're classic. They're classy. And a lot of people really like them, and more often than not, that's what people tend to gravitate towards. But I recognize that some people are anxious to get that cool Panzer purple back, or maybe we have a little bit of the gunmetal gray gloss that we used on some cases a while back. Maybe yellow, orange, blue, whatever. So yeah, I could see that happening here very, very soon, actually. Maybe in the next couple, maybe next week, maybe the week after. We'll see how busy at work I get. Next week is the Submarine Birthday Ball on Friday, so I will be participating in that, celebrating 119 years of the submarine force. The first submarine was commissioned and brought into the United States Navy in 1900, and it's 2019, so 119 years. So every year we do celebrate, and the Submarine Birthday Ball is even more special for me because that is the day that I got my fish pinned back, oh my god, in 2005? No, 2006. So very excited about that. I was so young. I had so much more hair, and I was a lot skinnier back then. I miss it. I miss being young, and I miss being a JO again. But I digress. You're not here to talk about submarine stuff, and you're definitely not here to listen to me ramble about my Navy career. But I do see breaking out the whites. No, I'm actually going to break out mess dress. I haven't worn my mess dress in about about 3 years. As a matter of fact, I had to buy a new jacket, and I am ashamed to say it's the third time I've had to buy a new jacket. Not because I've gotten big or skinny or anything like that, but I lose them. I don't know how. I guess because I move a lot. It's terrible, and they're very expensive if you know anything about dress uniforms, or if you've ever bought a really nice suit or tux. Imagine the price tag associated with that, but a little bit lower quality. There you go. All right. Okay. Yeah. Vision, hey, thanks for the shout on the Samduxa buttons. Yes, I am a huge fan. As a matter of fact, that is what we're going to be using today right here. We've got the Samduxa. These are going to be solid whites with the speed silver switches inside. These are fantastic. They're one of my new favorite buttons to use. I still love Sanwa, don't get me wrong, but these are just amazing. And let's get started. As I just mashed my foot on a TES with Ken. He just uppercutted my foot. All right. So this is the big boy we're going to go ahead and upgrade today. I built this a while ago. As a matter of fact, I built this with the launch of the Brook Retro board, which you can get on my website, along with the Universal Fight board in a stacked manner. You can buy those separate or individual. You can use the Retro board by itself in a Panzer. You can use it with the UFB. It's up to you. I am going to do it. It's already actually got both of them in here, and we're going to stick with that setup because it's really good. Especially when, like, right here, you can't see it in front of me. I've got my Sega Saturn, my PlayStation 2, my PlayStation 1, my PC Engine, what else is down there? Dreamcast, my NES, and my Famicom with disc system, and my Super Nintendo. And, you know, I just got this guy here, PC Engine Core Graphics, and then I finally broke down and got the Terra Onion SD System 3 because they finally fixed the video and the audio problems, so I felt comfortable enough to buying this so I could use it. And the reason I waited is not because I couldn't mod it and fix it, but I didn't want to. These things aren't cheap. They're like $300, so why am I going to spend that kind of money if this isn't perfect? Well, now it is. Got it from Stone Age Gamer. Big shouts to them. Love their store and all the stuff they offer. So I'm very excited to try this because I finally got my SCART cable from retrogamingcables.co.uk in the mail, so I'm going to try them. All my other cables are made by them. Unlike some people, I've had very little to actually no problems with any of those cables, so that's why I keep going back. They don't know who I am. I'm not sponsored by them. It'd be cool if I was, because I wouldn't have to spend so much money on cables, but I actually really like their stuff, and I have not personally had any issues, which is why I keep going back. So I'm excited to try this out, maybe this weekend. Or maybe I'll finish my taxes this weekend. I'm not sure. Probably play with this. Okay, so first things first, a couple of notes. This is already unbolted. We're not going to have to do much there, so we can just pull the top off like this. All right, very simple two-piece design. There's always a reason, and for simplicity's sake, it's just for strength, really. A lot of extra parts that we had in the Panzer II. It was a solid frame, and it worked great, but I think that the single-piece top and single-piece bottom is just a little bit better for me. Okay. All right. Cool. Alright, so in here we do have the Hayabusa. These are all actually Sanwa buttons already. It's got the Brook board here with the retro on the bottom in the stacked fashion. That way it's a super nice just plug and play install. I love it. It's awesome. The easy build and all that good stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the plexi off, take the buttons out, take kind of all this stuff out, because I'm going to replace everything pretty much inside, buttons-wise. So let's just go ahead and get to it. So we'll just disconnect these. And these are, admittedly, I haven't had a lot of playtime with this stick because I've just been so busy. You know, geez, today I got to work at like 6 in the morning. I left at like 6 at night. So, you know, that's a 12-hour day. That was pretty good. We can leave, well, we'll leave those switches for now. We'll just get these out. I don't think we're going to have to remove the toggle switches for the lock and the lever mode selector switch. Those don't get in the way. So we'll just go ahead and get these all out. And I'm going to replace these with 24mm dark high buttons. I'm still super excited that I was able to get those out of San Juan, get those into mine and Arcade Shock stores. I don't know why it's taken so long to get those, to be honest. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and disconnect all these cables here. Super easy. And the reason we're doing that is because we used, we're going to use the Samduxa buttons are screw-in buttons, so you got to put those in before you put the Easy Build board on, otherwise you can't get to the nuts to screw them down. So, yeah. The joys of screw-in buttons. It's all good. They're quality, so I'm not going to complain too much. Alright, and we're just disconnecting all the wires here because we need to. Alright, just set some of these aside. Some of these are actually kind of cable tied in place really nice, so that's great. 3 connections to the Universal Fight Board stack. And we'll go ahead and pull that out. The Easy Build that is out. Just 4 screws here. Set those off to the side. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. I know that you know, it's hard these days with all the copyright strikes and all the problems going on YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. And you know, I guess I've turned monetization on my channels just because, I mean, why not? But I don't do the YouTube thing or streaming thing for the money. I don't need to. It's just fun to do. But I also don't want to deal with any copyright headaches, so that's why there's no music in the background. I kind of wish there was, because I actually like working with music in the background. When I'm just kind of here by myself, I've always got something going on. Lately it's been 80s and 90s rap, which I enjoy, but my Japanese neighbors maybe not so much. I did just a couple, let's see, month ago, 2 months ago, I don't know, it's kind of been a process. I did get a Sound Blaster Katana soundbar and subwoofer that has the fancy RGBs for my computer, and it sounds really good. I mean, it's not the best speakers I've ever had, but they're probably the best computer speakers I've ever had, and I tend to forget how loud it can be sometimes. And in Japan, the houses are built such that the walls are really thin, and you can kind of hear everything. I can hear my next door neighbor cough in the middle of the night, so I'm sure he's really enjoying my NWA or Warren G, or you know, that kind of stuff at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, because admittedly it is pretty late right now. It is 9 o'clock at night, so if I had the music going, I'm sure they'd be like, what is going on? Alright, and okay, so that's that. We do need to pull the ball top off so that we can get the plexi off, and we're going to replace the shaft cover anyways to match kind of the theme that I want to go with. So all I'm doing down here is, well, one, I'm using the wrong size screwdriver, but I'm using the flathead screwdriver post or slot at the bottom of the shaft so I can hold the shaft in place while I screw off the ball top over here with my other hand. So we'll set that off over here to the side. Yeah, all right. Cool. Okay, and we'll flip this over. The next thing we need to do is we're going to go ahead and pull off the plexi. I did get this new set of Allen keys at the store here, and while they're not super special in their own right, I got them because, one, I kept losing them, I guess, around the house somewhere, and I just like the colors on them. It makes it really easy to just see them. So, hoorah, rainbow Allen keys. All right, and I think this is a 2.5 if I remember correctly. Yeah, there we go. So I'll just go ahead and pull these out. Now, I kind of wish I had some black hardware for this on top. I think that would look cooler, but fortunately I can replace it later, so not a huge deal. All right, get these out here. Okay, good. All right, we'll just go ahead and lift the plexi off. Ugh, that got really dirty. Just sitting on my shelf. Gross. All right, let's see. Case is clean, so that's good. Get a little microfiber cloth here. Just make sure there's no dust. Not that it's going to matter here in a minute. And voila! Look at that. Carbon fiber overlay. That looks awesome. I am super excited about that. Super excited. And it looks really good on the white. Now, these are for sale pre-order right now on the site. We're going to have them just like this. The Panzer III, 8 buttons. We're going to have the Panzer III with just 6 buttons. We're going to have the Panzer III with the Korean lever cutout and 8 buttons and 6 buttons. Hitbox, Panzer Fight Stick aluminum in both 6 and 8 buttons. So we're going to offer this for all of the Panzers. They are a little pricey because this is real carbon fiber. This isn't, you can hear it. That's legit. That's not just a piece of plexiglass wrapped or dipped or anything like that. That is 100% real carbon fiber. This is the stuff you use on race cars and surprisingly hobby airplanes. But this is tight. I love it. It's got a nice matte finish, nice and smooth. This is going to be killer. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and kind of just tack this in place using the hex screws here. I actually am going into Tokyo tomorrow to go see a baseball game. I think I might be able to stop off somewhere and hit up a hardware store, see if they have some black oxide screws, because I think some black oxide would look pretty cool here. All right. Yeah, if you want to pre-order and have it ship with your Panzer, absolutely, 100% cool with that. Just make a little note in the order, and it's probably going to try and charge you separate shipping, because these are going to ship out of Florida initially, and I'm going to get some to California as well, but we're going to get them initially shipped out of Florida, and I'm actually going to bring Panzers to Florida as well, the Florida warehouse as well, because I actually think that I'm going to be able to do better on shipping across the United States by shipping from 2 locations, mainly the East Coast versus the West Coast, and being able to cover kind of the zones better. So I think that's in the plans for the very near future. It's also going to help with tournament season. Arcade Shock, they go to a lot of events, which is great, but because they are hooking me up and helping me out with Panzer shipments while I'm over here in Japan, it can delay things occasionally, because, it's about a 2-week evolution to get ready, packed up, go to the event, and come back and unwind. So, that could be a long time for everyone to wait for an order. So what we may do, or what we are going to do, is kind of help spread out the love a little bit, get some Panzers pre-staged in Florida so we can ship out of there and kind of cover those lulls. And Ray just is on board with that, and he's going to be a huge help there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to use, like I said, the Samduxa mechanical buttons, and I think I'm going to run a sale on them after this stream. I'm going to re-enable that code where you can save 15% if you buy 8 or more of them, because why not? So I am actually going to go with white buttons. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I think that's really going to pop with the contrast between the carbon fiber, the white on the steel, and then the white in the buttons. I think that's going to look really cool. And also what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use, this is all going to have to come off. I'm actually going to use white shaft covers. Uh-oh. Will this not work on the Hayabusa? There, well. Yeah. Maybe I'm going to use this on a Hayabusa. There we go. Yeah, we're going to use the white shaft cover on the lever to, again, just add some, you know, some cool contrast all the way around. And I think I'm going to have to stick with the black ball top because I don't have a white ball top that I can steal off of anything. Not that's nice, at least. I want it to look good. So, to answer the question, yes, these are the new Samduxas with the Speed Silvers. And again, I think right after this, I'll enable a code so you can buy 8 of them and save 15% from my website. I think it's going to be Samduxa 15. Yeah, Samduxa 15. I think that's the code. Either way, you'll see a an ad pop up on Twitter and Facebook. So, okay, so let's go ahead and pull this switch out. I'm going to show you guys a trick. This is what I always do when I'm installing buttons, is get all this stuff kind of yanked apart. Here. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Question from Andy over on Twitch is in the future, will the Panzer aluminum be offered with the Panzer III features like the universal lever mount, excuse me, Easy Mod, and Sega? I don't know. Maybe. Kind of one of the reasons why I did the aluminum was, one, to save some weight, cut down a little bit on size, because, you know, the standard Panzer III is 2.5 inches, and that's what supports all, you know, allows it to support all the levers. But by taking the Panzer aluminum down to 2 inches, helps cut down on weight. It only weighs like 2.5 pounds, I think, and makes it a little bit more travel friendly. Yeah, travel friendly. We'll go with that. And the other idea was to kind of do it as an a la carte thing, so it was cheaper. A lot of people, you know, some people have not complained, but commented the Panzer seems like it's very expensive. Because the Panzer IIII, it's a $199 frame in case. Now, the difference is, you know, there's a lot of people out there that sell cases, and they sell them for cheap, but it only looks like they're selling them for cheap. And here's why I say that. Because you get the case, maybe you spend $130 or $140 in the case. Well, what you don't get is you don't get the easy build, you don't get all the wiring, you don't get all the switches, you don't get the pass-through, you don't get the plexi, maybe you get the hardware, but, you know, when you start adding all that stuff in, all of a sudden, it's just as expensive, or it costs just as much money, or costs more money than a Panzer. So, you know, that's one thing to consider. Now, some people did say, hey, I want to do this, you know, I just want a case. I want to do my own wiring. I want to do, you know, all these crazy things with it. So I don't need all that other stuff. Do you sell it just by itself? And I was like, well, no, because I want this to be a good experience start to finish. And I kind of like the idea of all the Panzers being built super clean like I would build them, which is where the easy build system kind of comes into play and makes it really nice. But I recognize that, you know, the aluminum was an opportunity, to offer this with, is kind of an a la carte. So you could choose what you wanted. You could choose if you wanted the plexi. You could choose if you wanted the lock switches. You could choose to get the USB pass-throughs and all that good stuff. Maybe you already have that stuff. Which is why I didn't do the easy build for it, because when you give folks the options, you know, to kind of make all of this stuff affordable, you got to buy in a lot of quantity. Which I don't mind doing, but at the same time, if you've got a lot of money invested in that, you don't have a lot of money left over for research and development, and investment in new ideas and products. So that's kind of why we did the aluminum the way we did. Now, that being said, a lot of people have said, hey, why don't you make it in the Noir layout? I really like that. Or, hey, why don't you add the easy build? And I'm considering it. If we do an aluminum Panzer III that has this, it'll be just like the original Panzer III, but it won't feature the universal mount. It'll have just a Famitsu Sanwa style lever mount built into the case. It'll have an easy build just like this. Everything will pretty much be the same, except it'll be made out of aluminum, a little bit smaller, and it won't be universal lever mount because, yeah, obviously the case won't be tall enough to support those Korean sticks. So maybe we will get there. Screw buttons coming loose. I don't think I've had any screw buttons come loose. Not on me. I think a lot of that just kind of, there's a couple things you got to think about. Like one side has little nubbins, so you can maybe see them right there on the camera. Maybe not. Maybe up here. I don't know. Maybe it will focus. Who knows? I always put those up, and usually the textured finish of the case, helps lock them in place. But yeah, I have not had any issues with that. So, all right, let's go ahead and get these buttons wired up now. All right, if you guys have more questions, keep it up because it definitely fills the void with some conversation. It delays the build a little bit, but that's all right. I got nothing but time. Yeah, Brian, over on YouTube, he's got a suggestion for the retro board. I'm always happy to hear it. I will say if it's a hardware design change, though, we're probably not going to be able to implement it. And I say that only because it'll just incur a lot of cost. So this the retro board was 100% funded by Arcade Shock and I. And by Arcade Shock and I mean mostly Arcade Shock, a little bit by me. They're just a bigger company than I am, so they invested a little bit more. But we're pretty happy with I'm pretty happy with the way this thing's worked out. Now, so let me explain a couple things. A lot of people have said, hey, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you give it more data lines so you can support more consoles? Why doesn't it support this? What about this? Why can't you do this? Hey, I see this. So when we came up with the idea of the retro board, we wanted to incorporate some things that was going to make everyone's life a lot easier. One of those was to make it backwards compatible with a lot of the equipment you already have. And by that I mean like PS360 Plus cables, the Universal Fight Board, stuff like that. That's why it has a common form factor. That's why it's got a USB pass-through switch and stuff like that, which actually got that idea from the Kaimana Chameleon project I did a few years ago. That had USB switching in it, so you could easily reprogram the Kaimana portion of that board. So, we said, hey, why don't we do some of that stuff, and that way we can cut down on the investment cost of people, so they can reuse cables they already have and stuff like that. So that's why we made the choices we did. And one of the other things to consider is, so Vin and I are both fighting game guys and arcade guys. So it wasn't really, we kind of approached this from the concept of, all right, what kind of beat 'em ups, fighters, shoot 'em ups, arcade games are out there? What are the systems that we remember playing growing up and our friends remember playing growing up that have the great arcade ports on it? So it was never really designed to kind of create pads and stuff like that to play Castlevania sports games with, which is why there's some features that it doesn't have, like dedicated analog sticks and stuff like that, because one of the other things to consider is adding all that functionality takes time, adds cost to the development, and it's not necessarily useful for everybody. So there's kind of a little bit of compromise that has to be made. So that's kind of some background without getting into too much nitty gritty. So getting in here, tightening these nuts down onto the screw-in buttons. I wish I could show you. I'm holding one button down with my right hand, and I'm using my left hand to tighten the nut down. I'm just kind of, not cranking down on it, but I'm making sure it's down. John, welcome to the stream. Sorry it took so long to acknowledge your presence. Will they make a circle gate for auto? Well, yeah, maybe, possibly. One of the good things is being the exclusive distributor for North America and Japan for the auto DIY stuff. I have a daily phone call, if you will, with the auto folks, and coming up with new ideas and recommendations on, always how to improve the product and, make different things available for it, and just bouncing ideas off of each other. And circle gates are one of the ones that came up, as well as octo gates. So I'm not going to say yes, we're definitely going to do it, but I'm not going to rule it out. It's, it depends on what they want to do. I can only make so many recommendations. All right. Oh no. I just realized that I pulled one of the connectors right off my Easy Build board. That's how tight these JST connectors fit. I mean, it didn't damage the pins. I can get it to go back on, but that's actually kind of funny. I was like, this connector doesn't look right. Alright, so I'm just standing the case up like this because it's more convenient to tighten the buttons this way. That's really it. So, alright, there we go. We got all our buttons installed. I'm going to put this little protective doodad back so that when we flip it over, we don't risk scratching the buttons at all. But yeah, that carbon fiber top, tight, super sweet. All right, well, I don't know where the other one went, so I guess that one won't get one. All right, so we're gonna flip this over, balance it on the shaft there. All right, grabbing our fancy 24mm dark high, and just to kind of give you guys an idea, I actually wanted to do 2 dark high here and here, and then a white one in the middle, because one is touchpad click and one is home. That's home and that's touchpad click. But I didn't have enough buttons. I only had one white one, which is funny because if you saw the number of buttons I have back in that closet back there, you'd be like, how do you only have one white one? Man down. Uh-oh. Well, I'll fetch it later. We'll just grab one out of the box. Good Lord. Okay, so the reason I chose to go with the dark high is because I think it's going to look pretty good with the carbon fiber, even though it's going to be on the front. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this in place. But before we do that, let's go ahead and just put the Easy Build board back on. Nope. Disregard. We'll go ahead and put the buttons in place. Alright, so all I'm doing is just reconnecting everything. This is just kind of a boring, undoing of what I've already done once, or redoing of what I've already done once. So, definitely saw some comments in there about the auto DIY kit being godlike. I agree. I dig it. And as a matter of fact, I probably should put an auto DIY lever in here, or at least upgrade this Hayabusa with it. But I am going to stick with the Hayabusa for some reasons. And most of the reasons are because I want to save all my new JLFs for the restock of the auto DIY stuff that I should be getting next week. Very excited. So I'll have V2 levers back in stock, both upgrade kits, and I'm going to go ahead and make some ready-made ones available again, because those were actually pretty popular. So basically that's a brand new JLF. I've got a big box that I got from Sanwa over there of brand new JLFs that I'll completely yank apart for you and throw the auto DIY kit instead of your choosing in. So that's pretty good. Saves you a little bit of time. Remember, time is money. And it may not be a real cost here or there, but, think about it. If you can spend some time with your family or playing games by tinkering with your stick, then, well, that didn't sound right. But you know what I mean. Spend more time with your games than tinkering with things. I think more people are happy with that. They want to do that. So, you know, let's save you some time. I would like to say I got plenty of it, but that's definitely not the case. Okay, so let's go ahead and just kind of move these wires out of the way. This is going to be a very painless upgrade, really. Alright, so now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of getting the wires. This is actually kind of the more difficult part, is getting the wires pushed up through here when you want to get the buttons reinstalled, just because it's not hard, it's just a nuisance, really. Alright, there we go. Did I get them all? Yeah. Because what you're doing is you're kind of fighting against... Uh-oh. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Let's take this off here. Alright, so that was the little connector that got stuck on the wire. Fortunately, these fit just kind of back over the pins, and you can just be like, yoink, done, it's fixed. They're not really supposed to separate like that, but I'd rather them separate like that than break or rip the solder joints out, so... yeah, so best place to contact me, just email or Twitter. And Brian, I still owe you an email about that artwork. I didn't forget. Well, no, that's a lie. I kind of forgot. I saw the text or the Twitter DM and said, oh, okay, yeah, I should be able to handle that. And then I totally got busy at work and forgot to email you. Sorry, man. Lots of questions going on out there and a lot of conversations between people, so that's great. I'm glad that the stream can bring everyone together. Let's see. With the 3i, do you need to bend the prongs for the buttons like you did with the hitbox? Up here, no. The prongs fit fine. I only do that with the hitbox just because it makes it a little bit easier. The clearance between the Easy Build PCB and the micro switches is a little bit tight up there. I think you can get away without bending the prongs, but I do. Alright, cool. So now we have that all reinstalled. So let's go ahead and just start connecting everything back up here. Now keep in mind, I could use an optical lever here. The Panzer 3i Easy Build is already set up for it. You just use the other cable that's included for your lever and you're good to go. So that's nice. And go ahead and get all these plugged in like so. Okay, look at that. Super clean, super easy. Now, there's a lot of ways that you could make this even cleaner. I've definitely seen some people do some wire wrap and stuff like that here. Definitely doable. Definitely going to help keep this even cleaner looking. But, you know, with a couple of well-placed zip ties, I think the cable trunk looks really good as it stands. So, all right. And just like that, now everything's hooked back up to both the retro board and the universal fight board. Let's go ahead and plug our Ethernet cable back in up here. Let's see, unplug that first. Then we can plug that in and then plug this in. There we go, just a little magic trick there. And now we'll just go ahead and plug the buttons back in, making sure that we support underneath the board from flex, because you don't want to crack the copper and you'll never see it, but when your buttons don't work, you'll realize it. Alright. Voila. Such a satisfying sound. Ka-chunk. Ka-chunk. Alright. So there's that. Now we just kind of lay those flat. Alright, let's flip this bad boy over. And then take a look. Ooh, that looks pretty tight. Very, very minty. Alright, let's go ahead and finish this beast up. throw the dust washer on here, throw the ball top like so. I don't like that black, and I don't have a gray one. I think a gray one would actually look pretty good, but I do want to get a white one. So, and we're just going to flip the case up, again like so, grab our flathead, hold the shaft in place, and just twist to make sure everything's nice and tight, and it is. And voila, there we go. Let's go ahead and pull these protective... Oh, son of a bitch. Sorry about that. Alright, pull those off. Oh, I did it again. There we go. Son of a gun. Alright, well I guess we're seeing a trend here with the... I'm peeling too fast. It's leaving the actual protective film back. There we go. And there we go. Oh yeah. Tight. What up? Okay, is the alligator logo new? Yeah, so kind of a new take, an anamorphic alligator there. Little background story, you know, you've probably seen my logo. It's a little eye with a circle around, says Jasen's Customs. That is from an alligator. I did go to the University of Florida, graduated in 2003, and that's why I built my brand around orange and blue, because once you're a gator, you're always a gator, and that's where all that comes from. So, yeah, the Jasen's Customs actual alligator that you see on the stream right now, that is new, just trying to, you know, consolidate and bring all the streaming stuff up to the next level, if you will. So found a great artist to hook me up with the logo, and then another great artist to sit down and actually do all of the stream overlays that you see there. So yeah, and then we can just do this, and you can see the build full screen there, and then, you know, it's different overlay like that. Ideally, you know, one day I'll be big, and I can get some sponsors and fill up that that side by side with a advertisement or something like that. So I'll put my ugly face back up on screen there so we can have a conversation. Okay, so let's take a quick look at it and just kind of admire how this thing came out, because I think it came out really, really good. Nice Sam Duxa white buttons with the Cherry MX switches. They got a nice feel for them, or a nice feel to them. Little less dome shaped than the Sanwas, so you can definitely find the edges of the buttons pretty easy. They do stick up a little bit higher, and I think that's just a function of the Cherry MX switch. They don't want to make the button body too much lower, because then when you push the button, it ends up underneath the lip. We're going to definitely have to change these screws out. The silver's okay, but I think black is going to look better. And I definitely need to get a white bat top or white ball top for this, so maybe I'll be able to find one of those this weekend when I'm out and about. So let's flip it up here. We did go with the dark high buttons for the aux buttons, again, just to complement the carbon fiber. I think it's kind of a nice contrast. You got the carbon fiber in the white, and then you got the dark high in the white, so it's kind of a nice tie-in all together, I think. Inside, just a recap, let's flip this over like this so everyone can see it. We got the Panzer Fight Stick easy build system. We've got the Hori Hayabusa lever here, and then we got the Brook Universal Fight Board up on top, which is going to support your Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, Switch, PC, Android, you know, all that's good stuff. And then underneath you got the retro board. That's going to support your GameCubes, your NES, your Famicoms, your Super Famicoms, your PlayStation 1s and 2s and 3s, I think, original Xboxes, Saturns, Dreamcasts, Mega Drives, no, not Mega Drives, sorry, PC Engines, that's what I meant to say. TurboGrafx 16s, all right there. So yeah, and if you have any of those systems you need cables, I sell them all on my website. And guess what? We're getting some new cables that we're going to put up for pre-order this week, both at Arcade Shock and my shop. If you buy them from me and you bought a retro board from me, you're going to get an email with a discount code, probably. Saturn cables and NES cables. Yes. So there you go. Because no one likes making cables, so we're going to make them easy for you. And just you'll be able to buy them and just plug them in and go. So there you go. But yeah, there you go. There's my new retro stick with that super sick carbon fiber overlay that you can pick up pre-order on my website right now. Sam Duxa buttons. Again, take a look on Twitter and Facebook after this. I'll post up the code in the ad so you can get 15% off if you buy 8. We got a bunch of restock in, so I want to make sure you guys get those in your hands and get a good deal on them. And by the way, you can get 8 or 15% off of 8 dark highs too. Shh. Okay, let's see. On the outside here, we got the lock switch. That's going to disable all the switches here on the front. You got your left stick, right stick, and DP mode switch here. So depending on the game, you may want to put your lever in different modes. We can do that right here. So yeah, there you go. I think it came out pretty good. I'm pretty excited. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments out there while I just kind of clean this thing up and button it back up. And then it can go on the shelf with my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 other fight sticks. Oh my god. You haven't seen me build any Korean sticks. Why haven't you? I don't know. I know why. Because I don't have any. I got like 1 or 2, but I don't have any here with me. And most of the time when I do build, it's for other people. So when I do streams, it's usually a build for someone else, like L.I. Joe. You know, I did a stream for him where I built a couple fight sticks. Actually, I built 3 fight sticks for him. Or SoCal Regionals, Quap Cup, stuff like that. So, you know, and they all like JLF, so that's what you see. I do like Korean sticks. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start carrying them in my store. I actually reached out to Sam Duxa with my last order and said, hey, give me a couple samples of these couple levers. I want to try them out for myself to see if it's something I want to sell in my shop. So I ordered probably 15 different levers. So we'll probably have a couple of those in the shop here soon. Maybe some detailed breakdown videos too, because one of the things I do need to do is ramp up the YouTube game and do some more videos, because I really like doing them. I've got a lot of camera equipment that I... Oh my gosh, I had yakiniku for dinner, so I'm kind of feeling it now. I've got a lot of camera equipment I bought specifically to do YouTube videos, breaking down the stick episodes and stuff like that, and I haven't been able to do a lot of it yet, and I kind of feel like I'm wasting opportunities. So I want to do some short videos, some breakdowns, basic, you know, kind of tech type things, you know, real quick 2-3 minute videos like, hey, this is Sanwa button, this is what you're going to get, this is why you like them, or I like them. Here's where you can buy them, stuff like that. So, and I do like the Korean sticks. I don't have any here for some reason. It's weird. Sanwa Gen 2 silent buttons. Yes, you can buy them at Arcade Shock. They have them. I have a pack of them back here that I bought when I was at Tokyo Game Show when they were just kind of showing them off. And they're just Sanwa buttons that are just quieter. Made them in a little bit different material. I did do a quick breakdown of them. You can find them on my YouTube channel as well, but I know that you can buy them from arcadeshock.com. And I think they are generally available. Okay, so Travis has a question. How loud are the Sam Duxa MXs versus the Gamer Fingers? Well, they sound the same to me. I think the plastic is just a little bit different, but ultimately the switches are the same. So, you know, they're not going to make any much different noises between the two of them. But really, the construction of them kind of is the same. You have kind of only 1 or 2 ways you can embed switches into buttons like this, and they both found a way that's very similar to each other. So they kind of sound the same. And you don't have the octagon shape with these, so I say these win, in my opinion. Alright, so just cleaning some dust off there. And there we go. Button this up and call it a day. I kind of wish I had a spare black bottom. I would put a black bottom on this. I think that'd look pretty cool. Alright. Let's go ahead and button this thing up. Alright. Hey! That's weird. One of my UPSs decided to beep like I'm overdrawing current or something on it. So if you guys missed the last stream or you didn't watch it for whatever reason, I actually have a new server I set up that runs Unraid as the base, but it has a bunch of different things on it. Like an instance of Debian Linux that I have run Nginx web server / RTMP server on, and it allows me to stream from my PC here directly to that, and then that server then pushes it out to a bunch of that's what pushes it out to all the streaming sites at the same time. It allows me to do a couple things, and I haven't finished tweaking it yet, but I can basically send uncompressed video from my streaming rig to my server. And I can do that because I've got 10 gig 10 gig networking between all my machines here in my office. From there, I've got 2 Xeon processors with 192 gigs of RAM in the server that then can crunch all that video file down into the 3 different streams at the 3 different resolutions and 3 different frame rates required. So, yeah, there you go. And the last stream we did, I overheated the server because it's got a bunch of hard drives in the front of it, because it's also got like 24 terabytes of storage in it. So today it's not doing that, but I finally hit the power peak of my UPS. It's only rated for like 550 watts, and that's the only thing running off of it, and it definitely jumped above that, and that's what that beeping was. Okay. So, other question, would you go mechanical switches or the silent Gen 2s if you wanted a more Hori direct feel? Well, the Hori buttons, they feel, it's been a while since I played on them. They're kind of in their own category. If you've ever used a mechanical keyboard and you like the way that feels, that's what playing on these feel. And I personally like that. My coworkers and my wife don't like it because it's loud, but you know, whatever. So there is a very good reason why I'm going with mechanical switches in all my fight sticks. So you know, you can use that to help inform your decision. Now, admittedly, I'm not a top player. I'm actually kind of terrible, which is why you don't see me do a lot of game playthroughs or practice, because no one wants to see a scrub just not play well. And that's okay. But I really do dig the mechanical switches. And to be honest with you, I would have probably had gamer fingers in all of my cases if it wasn't for the octagon design. I know it's a brand thing. It's kind of like Noctua with their brown fans, which I love, and I'm sure there's a reason gamer finger, you know, they want to separate themselves. They don't want their buttons to be confused. They want people to see it and be like, oh, what is that? And it definitely gets people's attention, but the octagon shape is a turnoff for me, which is why I'm glad these came out, because I love them. All right. As I screw these black screws and hold the case together, it's definitely making me realize I need black screws for the top. Whew. All right, there we go. Color me done. Very exciting. Just getting all this junk off the build here. Man, that sure came out pretty. Definitely, definitely, definitely. All right. Boom. There you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, because that was a lot of fun. Ooh, feels so good. So good. All right. Do you think using tempered glass instead of plexi would work? Yeah, you could probably use tempered glass. I really haven't looked into using tempered glass, because one, it's really heavy and really expensive and hard to ship. Yeah, and you know, I guess you could probably cut it with a laser. I don't know, I've never really given it much thought. But yeah, I think you could probably use tempered glass. Yeah. Have I thought about making my own buttons? Have I thought about it? Yeah, I've thought about making a lot of things. Always constrained by budget and time, right? In about 4 years, I'll have lots of time because I'll be retired. Yes. But then the budget becomes an issue. So, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know how I feel about the V2s. Yeah, so you're right. The V2s, they're just held on with friction. But the thing to keep in mind is the V2 cap, it's not plastic. It's actually like it's some sort of polymer. I don't know the exact material. It's hard like plastic, but it's also got a rubbery feel to it on the bottom where it's not polished, and that's what's gripping on. So it's using friction force to hang on to the micro switch. All right. Stick looks like a sports car. Awesome. I think it looks pretty cool too. So, and the carbon fiber look, it's almost the same color as my Z, which I like a lot. All right. So I think, yeah, I think looking at the chat there, I think we've answered all the questions. And comments. So, you know, unless you guys have anything else, let's see, what time is it? Yeah, it's only 9:30. Yeah, I got plenty of time. I thought it was way later than that. I'm getting really old. God, I feel so tired all the time. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll show off some stuff. Who wants to see some things? I know I like to see things. I'm always excited about seeing what other people have picked up. Let me take my super sweet Allen wrenches and get these cleaned up. That's one of the other things I should be doing instead of going to a baseball game tomorrow is organizing my damn office. It's crazy around here. Okay, so here we go. Oh, here's something I picked up this week or last weekend. Got an ASCII PlayStation controller, ASCII PlayStation arcade stick here. That's pretty neat. I've got the box over here for it too. Let's see. Definitely works on the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2. There you go, the FT2, Fighting Type 2, or the ASC 0527. I haven't opened this up to see what's on the inside, but the buttons are neat. I like how it's got the logos, and it feels like a quiet lever, so I have to, I'm excited to open that up. Oh, the heat's getting bad. I picked this up a while ago, and I just opened it up. This is a Real Arcade Pro Special Edition A for, I believe that's Sanwa. And, you know, this thing is in pristine condition. This is definitely not the norm for used fight sticks in Japan. So this is a super good pickup here. The box is in great shape, and this thing looks like it's practically new. So that's nice. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's another good one. I picked up this Versus SH. I'm not even going to tell you how much I paid for this because I think people are going to fly out here and murder me when they find out. But it's got silent buttons. That one probably needs to be replaced. And a silent lever, which is cool. And yeah, it's just an overall good shape. The bottom definitely shows some wear and a little bit of rust down there. But it's just surface rust, so we'll be able to clean that off pretty well. And it came with the insert and some stickers, so that's kind of nice. Let's see what else we pick up. So I picked up a second one of these TES fight sticks, the one with Ken on it. Again, just another good deal I found. I couldn't pass it up. Let's see. And then the very next shop I went to, I found its brother. This one definitely needs some work. You can see this is going to be a pain in the butt to get out because it's rusted all the way through. So is this one. So we're definitely going to need to do a little bit of love on this stick. But it came with the box, so that's cool. Got this little gem here. This is a Hori fighting stick for the Super Famicom. I'm pretty excited about this one. I think this is a metal stick. And I think this has got a Samitsu lever. Maybe that's a Sam. No, I think it's a Samitsu based on the shaft cover and the dust washer. Maybe it's a knockoff, but it's got the tiny ball top. It's like a 30mm ball top. That's adorable. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, I won't pull it off the shelf. You'll just have to trust me. I got an HSS-0130. That's the Saturn Twin Stick. I actually found that down in Osaka. Definitely needs some love, and I've got some special ideas for that. Because not only do I have that one, but I've got 2 more. I got 3. I managed to score 3 of these things. I'm very excited about that. And then, last but not least, let's see here. And by last but not least, I'm going to say, at least in the proximity, I picked up this Mad Catz TE, an Asian edition. This was only released in Asia. White with a black bezel and the custom, the special gray artwork. I actually picked up 2 of these. I found 2. So I'm actually going to send one to Devin, Rageous X, out in Florida, because he's been looking for one of these as well. He said this is his favorite body and fight stick combo he's ever seen. So I managed to pick up 2, so I'm going to send him one. So yeah, there we go. That was this past weekend's pickups, and so I guess it makes sense on Fight Stick Friday we show them all off. So I hope that was pretty cool. Let's see what comments are out there. Yeah, well, the Twin Stick is actually for Saturn, not for Dreamcast. But when you see it done, after I'm done with it, it's going to be compatible with a little bit more than just that. And I got something really cool planned for the panel. Let's see. So I see a comment, you wish Mad Catz made sticks again. I'll tell you, I'm kind of torn on it, and here's why. So my first real fight stick was a brawl stick, and I hated it. And I only bought it because I couldn't find a TE. I was actually living in Italy at the time. It's right when Street Fighter 4 came out, and I was like, oh, cool, I want to get back into Street Fighter and fighting games again. And so I went to go buy a TE, and it was super expensive, and I was like, I can't afford that right now. But the brawl stick looked good, so I'll buy that. And I got it, and I was just like, ugh. I was just disappointed in it. And so it kind of turned me off, and I just started playing on pad again. And then I ended up building my very first Panzer out of necessity because I needed something for super guns. And, ultimately it kind of developed into this business and this passion that I have now. And has kind of tuned me into some design things and whatnot for fight sticks. For the most part, Mad Catz's stuff is pretty decently designed. I do like it. Like the TE, the TE2, it's all, got the Vuelix arcade cabinet feel, which is smart. It's really good. It definitely sets itself aside from some of the Hori stuff until you get into the VLX. But the issue is the electronics in them were notoriously bad. There's a reason why I've had to I've done easy mods for all these sticks so that you can shove Brook Universal Fight boards in there. So it'd be cool if they came back, but it'd be better if they came back and fix their electrical engineering department a little bit, which I would assume they would because it's a new company now. That's just kind of my 2 cents. If they really focused on making quality stuff and not a lot of stuff, I think that would be better. Definitely need to refine the way they were doing business. Can't just give stuff away all the time for free. You gotta be smart about it, I think. Set your price points appropriately. There's just a lot of competition in the fight stick market now. I mean, there's a lot, even in the, from stock stuff, commercial stuff, to even the boutique stuff and custom stuff like we do. It's incredible the amount of options people have nowadays, which is good and bad, right? So, yeah, they just got to come out with something that can just kind of sink everybody, and they would be on top real quick. Let's see. The TE2, not a fan of that one. It creaked a lot. definitely creaked a lot. Partnering up with Brook would be challenging, and only because I would think, then there's licensing requirements, and none of Brook's products are officially licensed products, which is good and it's bad, right? It's good because it keeps the price low, which, someone would argue, oh, well, $90 for a Universal Fight Board is not low, but when you really think about everything it's compatible with, it's actually a pretty good price. Let's go ahead and switch this over to that, so you get the full view. You can check out my sweet Snorlax hat here. So, yeah, that kind of becomes a challenge with the Brook, because then, it adds an additional layer of partnership, and then it adds an additional layer of cost, which then gets passed on to the consumer. That's just the way business works. Business is running in the red, or the reason Mad Catz doesn't exist anymore. So that would be a challenge, but I agree it would be really sweet if they could partner up with a good board partner and make some high-quality stuff again. I like the options, frankly. Yeah, so there we go. Yes, this is my New Era Snorlax cap. I picked it up when I was in Osaka with I don't actually have it in here, my Osaka Tigers baseball hat, which I left in New Zealand when I was on vacation by accident. I had to buy another one 2 weeks ago when I was in Tokyo, which is fine, because I love them. They're great hats. I realized I got a big effing head. Oh, alright. Yeah, the Brook Universal Fight Board, definitely low lag. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if companies like PDP, who owns Victrix, bought one and figured out, all right, what did they do so we can make ours the same or try and make it better. I haven't done any lag tests between the Brook and the new Victrix. I don't know that Victrix was super happy with my first video about their stick. Overall, I'm not super impressed with their fight stick, and not because it's a bad stick. It's a very good quality fight stick. The attention to details is superb, actually. It's just, I'm a modder. I like to change things and mod things, and there's just can't really be done. You can swap out buttons and a lever, and that's okay, but that's it. You want artwork on it, you got to etch it in, and then you're kind of stuck with it forever. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on that, but whatever. Buying Victrix is like buying Beats to an audiophile. Oh, that's probably fair. Which, I have some Beats around here somewhere. Because they were comfortable for long flights, actually. Not because they sound great. They sound passable, but they were super comfortable on 10, 12-hour flights. So, whatever. Yeah. All right. Well, oh my god, my server really is going crazy. I have to, I'm just going to need to design a case, a new server case. I'll just do a Jasen's custom server case. Damn thing will probably cost $2,000 because there's so many freaking parts inside there. But I need something with better airflow, and these Rosewell cases are garbage. Oh, have I tested an Acon stick? No, I haven't. I've sent them a message on Twitter and they didn't reply. Probably again because I would suspect they don't like my videos because I don't really hold anything back. I just kind of call it how I see it, and you kind of either like it or you don't. And they don't sell them here in Asia. So if anyone out there in Europe wants to buy one for me, let me know. I'll hook you up with some PayPal monies so that I can get one. I would love to do a breaking down the stick episode of it, and just see what kind of mods and whatnot can be done on it. It looks interesting. It kind of looks like a Panthera, really. I mean, it just opens from the top, and it's a pretty basic shape. So that's kind of what I think of when I see it. It's just a different Panthera, but I'd like to get one. My hands on one. I bought one of their game pads when I was in Taiwan a year or two ago when I was meeting up with Brooke for something, and I played with it, but it was all right. Oh, you can get them in Australia. Ooh, hit me up with a email or Twitter DM or Facebook message. We might be able to make a deal. Yeah. The new Hori stick looks like a George Foreman grill. Oh, yeah, the new one. I haven't gotten to see it up close and personal. Why didn't I? Where did they show it off? They must have shown it off at PlayStation Experience or E3, which I wasn't at because I was here. It'd have been cool if they had it at Tokyo Game Show. I would have liked to see it in person. I'm kind of interested to see how that whole thing works out. It's kind of an interesting take. Hori is not really known for clamshell design fight sticks, so I hope it succeeds. I hope it's a good fight stick. Really, I'm interested to see one and get my hands on one. So yeah, so Amazon.co.jp does have those Nacon dias, but they're imports and they're like twice as expensive. I don't want to test one that bad. I'm okay paying retail, but I'm not okay paying a markup because they're not sold here. Awesome. I appreciate Vu. That's awesome. Let's see. All right. Okay. So I think I'm gonna call it a night. Just because, man, like I said, I'm tired and I'm gonna go see a baseball game. It's like 2.5 hours to get there by train tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy. Oh, before I go, I will show you guys this. I just saw this up on my thing. I thought this was neat. So, B-Side Label is a big popular sticker brand here in Japan. They don't sell outside of Japan, not that I know of, and some of their stuff is limited to only Japan, so you kind of have to go to their stores and buy them. I do live near a couple of them, and by live near, I mean it's like an hour away, hour and a half, so if I'm in Tokyo, I stop. But check out these stickers. They've got some new Street Fighter stickers. You got Ryu and Blanca, you got Cat Zangief, the Hadouken, Kuma there, a Capcom and Press Cabinet sticker, Shiba, like my dog. Ken and Ryu cats, Zombie Ken, Cat Dulcim, Chibi Dulcim, Evil Ryu, Guile, the Shuriken, a Pikachu, an Eevee, Mewtwo, Chun-Li, and Ken. Yeah, so I picked all those up. I kind of wanted to do a sticker bomb collage on one of my fight sticks, but at the same time, I don't want to just get rid of the sticker, not get rid of the stickers, but stick them all over something. I actually kind of think I'm going to do a plexiglass cutout that has little wall mounts, and I'm going to stick all my stickers on that and kind of create like a art piece out of these. Because every time I go up there, I end up buying some of these guys, and I don't have them all yet. You walk in and there's literally like 10,000 stickers, all different types. And, I kind of gravitate over towards all the Pokemon and the arcade stuff, which, whatever. Yeah, so I actually might be up there tomorrow, so I might have to pick up some more. I may actually pick some up and do you buy an auto lever and you might get one in your box. Maybe kind of an incentive to pick that stuff up from me, because those aren't cheap stickers. They're like $5 or $6. Let's see. Oh, you couldn't see the stickers. Oh man, that was stupid. Here, let's do this. We'll let you look at the. Sorry about that. I should have held them up in front of my face. There we go. So now you guys can see them. Here you go. We got some Eevee, some Evil Ryu, some Zombie Ken. That's Akuma. There we go. Another Ken, Pikachu, Hadouken Ryu, another Hadouken, Chun, Mewtwo, Shuriken, Guile, Dulcim. I know these guys. It's late. Cat Dulcim. That one's actually one of my favorites. Ken and Ryu. Cats. That's also pretty good. I had to pick up the Shiba because this is like a thing. Like this right here, taking a Shiba for a walk, this is very, very common. As a matter of fact, today on my way to work, there was an old guy. He was walking his Shiba puppy. He was probably 9 months old. And dog's walking, guy gets ahead of it, and the dog just sits. Like, I'm done walking. I'm not moving anymore. So the guy kind of looks back, and he tugs on the leash a little bit. He's like, come on, come on. And the dog wouldn't move. So he went over, picked it up, and then he walked about 10 feet, and the dog got all squirmy, and he put it down, and then the dog would walk again. I was like, holy crap, that's my life in a nutshell every time I take Misha for a walk. So it's definitely a Shiba thing. which is one of the reasons why I got that sticker. But I digress. Other stickers, check that out. Capcom Impress Cabinet there. I had one of those, one of my favorite. I actually think I sold that to Doc Jamma. Cat Zangief, and then Blanca. So yeah, I spent a lot of money at the B-Side Label sticker store a couple weekends ago, and I have zero regrets. So I think, like I said, I think I'm going to do a piece of plexi with some strategically placed holes for mounting, and just do like a sticker bomb collage art piece that I can hang on my wall. So these things are cool. Awesome. Thanks for pointing out that I was dumb and didn't have that on camera the first time. Oh my gosh. Let's see. All right, there we go. So now we should have this back on screen. So, all right. Well, I think that's going to be it for me tonight. Yeah, I think that's it. It's time. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this build as much as I did, and I hope you guys consider picking up some of these carbon fiber overlays, because we're gonna do one run right now, and then maybe we'll get a couple extras for stragglers. But this isn't gonna. I don't think these are gonna be a permanent thing in the store. Unless they sell really, really well, just because they are super expensive to get made. It's just unfortunate with the carbon fiber. Definitely follow me on Twitter. It's twitter.com/JasensCustoms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/JasensCustoms. I'm on Instagram now. Yeah, guess what? Instagram, Jason's Customs. I'll take some pictures of this and post that up tonight, so you guys can get some better views of it. And yeah, until next time, I will catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jason, and I'm out.